One. Hello, random listeners. This is the Three Stalkers, and welcome to episode 1. I'm Kevin,
I'm Eric.
I'm Ed.
and we're going to talk a little bit about the week we've had and the week we think is going to come up before us. So let us start.
It's free falling. No, I'm
All
just
right.
kidding.
So this week has been pretty good so far, I would say. Had a strong start to Monday, and by strong start, I mean I was very depressed all day today, and then it kind of balanced out. So,
Wow.
how about you, Ed?
I've been doing okay. I think I lost about $100 this week, actually.
Yeah, that's
That's rough.
Yeah, that's about how it could go sometimes, I feel. So far today I've lost $1, so
Wait, are we talking like weekly? Because last week or just today?
oh, you're right. No, that was just today. Last week I crushed. Let's look at a weekly gain. I had a weekly gain of 13%, a little over 13%.
Ooh, it's way better than me. I did 4.5, or just over. I did 4.75 actually.
How was your 1 week, Ed?
Well,
Ed is dead.
I think we actually did lose Ed.
No, yeah, he's back. Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
My
Did you not hear us?
Yeah. Well, actually, throughout the week, it wasn't so bad. It was just 1%, I guess.
Ooh, rough.
Oh, it could be worse.
Good. No, yeah, well, yeah.
It could be a 0.08% of a bank interest rate. So
Even smaller than that, but yeah. I don't know.
0.01 or whatever.
Anyway, Wells Fargo won't give me that money back in interest.
Truth. So, what do you guys think of this week so far? How did your Mondays start?
Trash. So bad.
So let's look at some previous moves. So last week
Kevin did options.
I did options.
Kevin did options.
I did. That was an interesting time. That was actually fun story time.
Okay.
I had a couple buddies to the place. You guys know some.
Yes, we know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, we had some drinks, talking options with one of my buddies who's really into trading, and we started looking at Fitbit and got all excited, and we're like, man, they're gonna tank because all the Fitbit rage is kind of dying out.
Kevin, man,
the only real thing they have.
You're dumb for putting puts on Fitbit, man. Fitbit.
You could say whatever you want, dude. Those puts made my buddy some great money. So
like 120%, right? I think.
He had after the drop when he finally sold, he had an 85% gain or something.
Oh, that's more than I would have had in one day for sure.
Yeah, and so I actually sold mine at a slight profit, which was weird. I got scared. I got weak hands. I sold mine as soon as they broke even and got rid of them. So I was doing the BTO, buy to open, and sell to close, which I am going to throw some lingo around because I'm proud of how I've learned the lingo. Thank you, Eric.
You're very welcome. A terrible teacher.
But yeah, so did those options. That was more fun just to start dabbling in them a little bit. And then again, stuck with my main stock cron, and it is hurting me that I've stuck with it this long.
I was about to say.
It's okay. It's on the rise. Well, I say
it's volatile. It's volatile.
It's so volatile. So it's just playing the volatility, which is kind of scary, but at the same time, kind of can hopefully guess the volatility. And I don't like that they keep pushing it back, but we'll talk forecast a little later.
Yeah, the earnings call.
Yeah, their earnings call was supposed to happen March 6th, and now it's pushed out another 20 days to March 26th. So,
see, did they release some news with that, or did they actually say why?
Well, I know that ACB, Aurora Cannabis, is having a little business with them, and then I don't really know exactly why they keep pushing it back. They didn't actually release why they pushed it back.
Oh,
from what I can see.
Well, it didn't really affect negatively. All the stocks they actually went up within this week. They were pretty positive. It wasn't until Thursday or Friday that they started going down actually. But it honestly doesn't affect it as much when they push their earnings. So long as there's not anything like like a big event and then they push it. So let's say,
Well, what's scary about it is that they've pushed it not once but twice now. This isn't the first push they've had. Originally, they were supposed to come out March or the very end of February 27th, and then they pushed it to March 6th, and now they pushed it to 26th. That's what makes me nervous with holding on to them. But
well,
I mean, besides the fact that it's volatile,
Kevin, so I'm in there with you.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess that's fine. Do we really want to talk about wheat stocks again today?
No.
I mean, it's kind of what I'm in, so.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess that's all you've got. So why would we not talk about that? We could talk about Ed. What are you invested in right now? Like, what are you thinking? What's going on?
I sold Twitter. I bought more GE. I'm gonna sell weekly options on GE.
I want to know. Okay, I was like, why did you buy more GE?
Because dumb.
I'm dumb.
Yeah, how much do the weeklies even go for on GE? Like $1?
No, they go like $25.
What, really? What?
Yeah, well,
are you sure they're weeklies?
Sorry, they're not weeklies. They're bi-weeklies, actually. So a weekly would be considered 12 something. So I sold off my Twitter, and now I have a bunch of GE stock. Apart from selling the bi-weekly options, I'm just gonna keep it in the long term, really. It was one of the initial one of the initial trades I had when I started trading, and I think I'll keep it for a couple months, maybe, not quite sure. I just haven't really defined what I want to do with them. But
well, I mean,
go ahead.
GE is kind of like the boomer stock, that's where all their retirement's stored into, right? GE was this great company way back when, and now that it's dying, I want to say, I hope it is. I have a buddy that works there, and he says on the engineering side, or that engineering aspect, stuff isn't really moving. But I kind of figure that the boomers are just like pumping it up, like average down, and that's why it won't die. But I feel like no young investor really likes GE, such as myself.
The thing about GE is that they keep having to sell off parts. They're slowly dwindling down.
I do want to mention
they'll buy more.
Selling off sections of the company does help the stock investor. For example, I recall telling you guys early this week when I bought GE, I got some stock in Wabtec, which is their, if I'm not mistaken, what was it? Actually, I can't remember. Eric, do you remember what Wabtec was? Oh, was it their transportation sector?
I have no idea.
It's a solid investment then.
Wabtec.
Westinghouse, the Chinese car reseller over there. It's a Chinese stock or whatever.
No, Westinghouse Air Brake Company. So when I bought GE, they had just spun off. What?
Oh.
Man, hang on. Yeah, getting a little funky.
Yeah, you broke up super bad there.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Okay. When I bought GE,
hang on, Ed, give it a second. One second. It's breaking up really bad. Give it 1 sec.
I mean, not that we want to hear what you have to say anyway, but I mean, it's really hard to not hear what we want to hear from you when it sounds like you're a robot. So that's kind of why I was like, give it a try.
Now try it.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I bought GE, it also gave me some Wabtec Corporation stock, which is the West.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah, the Westinghouse Air Brake Company, and that was because GE was just in the process of a merger for their transportation sector.
Yeah.
So it literally will almost, by the end of the year, if depending on how many divisions they sell off, it will almost double your money. And there's a bunch of articles on this, and it wasn't why I bought more GE. I just bought more GE because I can't see it dying within the next 3 years, and I can wait 3 years. I have really no problem. It like we talked about earlier. It's just a better interest rate than what banks will give you, or even bonds for that matter.
Yeah. Well, the 10-year Treasury is looking pretty promising, but
money for 10 years, Eric.
Well, you're not an investor, but apparently you're investing in GE. 3 years outlook. Come on. And I will agree with you though. Selling off a branch of a company can be profitable. I mean, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. Family Dollar is bleeding Dollar Tree. So if they actually sold Family Dollar or just shut it down entirely, they'd be saving a ton of money in operating expenses anyway. So that would essentially increase the value of the stock. So you're not wrong when you say that selling a portion of it isn't bad. It's good.
Their like 40 billion debt they have on their current sheet.
Yeah.
And then after that,
which so far the CEO has done a pretty good job of that from everything you can read, but you also can't trust everything you read because they also are accruing debt in different parts.
I mean, no cocaine and hookers for this guy, though, right? That was the last CEO was cocaine and hookers,
something like that.
That's definitely Intel's CEO was cocaine and hookers. I know that.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Gets paid.
You don't think he was paying the mistress, or?
Yeah,
she did work there.
So he was indirectly paying the mistress.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So how's how's ketchup treating you? I know you sold ketchup. Did you sell it at a loss?
And then I bought it back again.
Told you.
Why?
Listen.
Why?
I've made some mistakes. And
a lot of them.
All right. Here, let me just give you a quick rundown. So I currently have Kron, SunPower, KHC, and I have a company called Novavax.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
So
I know Novavax.
Let's go with Kron. I sold it a while back for a huge profit. I think it was like 5 through 7%, and then I bought it back this week at a low, which was, if I'm not mistaken, was like 20.90, something like that. And then I also bought SunPower at a low of like 6.38, and I bought KHC at a low of like 33, like low 33s. It ended the day around that same price range. And then Novavax I bought at like 70 cents.
Okay.
That's interesting. You're mentioning SunPower. You said you bought it at 638. I mean, SunPower is a pretty interesting stock. I honestly think it's going to kind of stall out or even drop until next earnings date. Just looking at like their past performance, I know, and it's not indicative of anything of future performance, but typically after announcing earnings and this kind of like spike that we've seen, there's a bit of a sell-off until the next earnings. So like when they announce Q1 earnings,
that spike
we'd expect to see another spike.
If you look at it, it was really progressive, so it was natural. It wasn't inflated. So in my opinion, it wasn't inflated. You think it was?
It was fairly natural. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was inflated, but just the fact that they're really topping off here at like 245, 260, like there's a whole lot of resistance. No one's looking to buy above that. They're all looking to sell. And I just think that it's kind of cooling off right now. It's not really moving anywhere. It could be straight. So sell straddles.
Sell straddles. Okay.
Yeah. Straddles. That's what you call as inputs. Anyway. Yeah.
Ride
so that's, I was thinking about selling out of SunPower because I was like, I'm not going to see any movement here. I think I should just put my money somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
Well, recently I think the highs have all been like 660, 650, you know, probably somewhere in there. I don't see it going much beyond that. And it could not even hit that anymore because it's already hit that high so many times. People are like catching on. And if it's a channel, that's cool. I don't mind that, but I want to be selling at the top and not the bottom because I don't want to hold on to this thing forever, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely something I don't want to invest in. I know SunPower does a lot of business with Enphase.
The top and then not sell at it.
Yeah, huh? Kron. That sounds familiar.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, but
2290. Come on. No, anyway. So yeah, I just think that SunPower is kind of overbought and kind of stale right now. A lot of the market I feel like is kind of stale right now. Not a whole lot of movement, you know? It's like yeah, exactly. So it's like it's not exciting.
Yeah.
I want more.
I could see that.
More movement. more movement like plug. Come on, buying plug calls got like what is that, like 20% today?
Are we jumping into plug calls now? Because I guess it is.
I kind of want to.
I guess it is previous moves as it happened today or yesterday. Set up the buy. All right. Do you want to talk about that, Eric? You want to take that away?
Yeah.
Or?
I was going to say, how are your plug? Because I know you bought way more options. So you bought way more calls than I did. I got to find my phone. There it is.
Okay.
So you bought how many options?
I bought 10 contracts.
Just 10 plug, and it cost you like $30.
It was $30, and so far I'm at a 40% return today if I sold now.
Ooh. What did you? Yeah, same. Obviously, I think we're the same because we bought like the exact same price
at the same price, same time.
Yeah. I only bought 3 contracts though, and I'm up $6. But I did also buy 100 shares of plug.
When did you guys?
Where is it? And that's up. A measly 1.5%. So that's not very impressive.
Love it.
Yeah, it's really not. It's like $2, but that doesn't matter because Plug announces earnings Wednesday, right?
Yeah, which is why I'm going to play the volatility probably tomorrow and see where it goes from there.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm kind of hoping that the volatility increase is enough, as well as the price increase, to really defeat theta here. That's really important because if we're not beating theta, we're losing money.
And what is beating theta look like?
Basically, theta eats away that chunk of the options value, the contract's value, every day. Let me find theta. It's at
minus 0.01.
Yeah, 42. So basically, we just want to earn more than that every day to beat theta and it will grow. Theta will grow. Mm-hmm. So we have to move more and more. But I know the volatility when we bought these calls was at like 120%, right?
Yeah.
And we're at 153.
Yeah, and look at the volume now from when we bought it.
Oh yeah, 1,000. Everyone knows. Everyone's trying to play this game right now.
Well, the volume was at what, like
15?
Yeah, it was below 100 when we bought it.
So I mean, are you looking to sell before earnings or after earnings?
I don't know. That's what hurts. Is I might look to just like play the safe game with it and sell before, but I know it's going to upset me if I pull another Fitbit.
I mean, you have 10 contracts, right?
I have 10, so I could sell 5 before and then 5 after.
Yeah, why not do that, right? I mean, you're at least going to lock in, say, 80% gain on 5. And then if it moves the other way, that gain is going to shield you from any loss, really. So it could be a neutral play, a good learning experience, or you double it and it hits like 400% on Thursday and you're really happy.
Yeah, so I might actually go with that. I might actually sell a majority of my options before because Plug's earnings are they after hours?
After market on Wednesday? I don't know. I have to look.
They're pre-market. They're pre-market on Thursday.
Pre-market Thursday. Okay, so basically sell Wednesday, sell half Wednesday, and then hold the other half
depending
until
on
Thursday.
how that theta moves.
No kidding. And not to mention, let's see how Plug itself moves, how the actual company moves. Because if they're not going to break $2, and they're only 10 cents away, but we only had like a 1 cent, 6 cent movement today. So if we do 2 days we should hopefully break $2, and then the options are in the money. So not only did you actually get an option in the money, so it's worth like the $30. I think the other ones are worth that are in the money right now.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, if you have a $1 call, it's worth $266. I don't think anyone's trading those.
What percentage are you guys up on that?
No, I lied.
What's that, Ed?
How many contracts did you?
I'm up 40% on my options. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I
did 10, so I'm at a $20 gain.
I did 3 because I wanted to buy 100 shares as well.
Yeah, because it was $5 $5 a contract, and I paid $50.
When are you gonna?
And so far, I'm up 20.
That's a nice gain.
Nice gain. Well, that's what we were just talking about. We might get out half of them on Wednesday, and then the other half on Thursday after earnings, because it could very well go well on Thursday. But that way, if it does kind of suck and I get out of them at a loss, I still have the middle point of having the gains on Wednesday.
Yeah, so you could actually sell for like 40% gain on 5, 40% loss on 5, and literally just exit neutral, and that's not a problem.
Yeah,
which is why I bought the 100 shares, just to be sure. And then why not? I mean, your options, they're leveraged, so you're going to earn way more on this play than I will, but you're risking a whole lot more than I am too, because I can just hold until they're above 185 when I bought in. So that's pretty neat.
That's true. So like that's how we could see a good comparison between those two.
Yeah, see who played it better. And then not to mention, I still really want to play Ross and Dollar Tree.
But those are, you missed your Dollar Tree opportunity. Isn't that tomorrow morning?
Actually, no, I played it right. I thought about doing the same thing we're doing now with the plug, where we play volatility and hope that it increases the value of the option. Mm-hmm. But they actually went down the past couple of days. Well, today, really. So I actually saved myself not only the loss of theta, but also, being more out of the money as the equity itself dropped in price. So I'll probably just play the day of, which I think is tomorrow.
Actually, it's pre-market on the 6th, so Wednesday is Dollar Tree.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, tomorrow morning I'll buy a call or something.
I think
like that.
Ross is tomorrow. Yeah, it doesn't say when tomorrow, but
oh boy. Well,
so you might miss the Ross one, but
nah, it's whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something to look at.
If we could have done my 500% play, that was super nice, but we needed way more money.
Yeah,
no,
way more money.
Okay,
more money.
Anyway.
Yeah, I was looking at those. I was like, ooh, that would hurt.
Ed
died again.
Ed, oh, okay. I thought you fell asleep or died again.
Sorry,
you never know. You're still in Vegas, right? Ed? You're still in Vegas.
Listening, silence I didn't know about this. So I can't really have an input on this one.
He just doesn't like us.
I gotta.
Sorry, well, maybe if you did go to Vegas,
my money. I gotta actually gamble.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Yeah, massive shade.
He's got to actually gamble, guys. Okay, so side note, it's not related to stocks, but I think it's hilarious because McKenna and I were driving home and we passed a billboard. Mind you, we're in Nevada. For any listeners that aren't in Nevada, which maybe would happen. Yeah, family members. But anyways. Yeah. We drove past a billboard that says "Win rent money," and it's for a casino. Wait, and I was like, "That is a terrible ad."
Wait, hold on. So you gamble to win rent money? Do they only is the payout rent?
Yeah, it's like win rent money. I'm like, what?
So wow, that's actually kind of dumb.
Gamble your rent money to win your rent money back.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I'm like, that is a terrible ad, Nevada. Come on. Classic.
I mean, how are you paying for your stocks? Are you not gambling your rent money? I mean, you're doing it wrong if you're not.
I'm trying to educated gamble, but I mean, I'm very uneducated, so
not wrong.
So you're not wrong, Eric. I'm just uneducated.
Just in general, Dollar General.
I'm no smart.
Knowledge is hard. All right, so that's the plug play. I think it's looking pretty okay. I don't have any other plays. Is there anything you wanted to bring up there, Ed?
Next on the list, so we just went over previous.
All right, next on the list, Ed. What
I wanted to talk about Tesla and the future of EV cars. Actually, I'm sure you guys saw there was I brought this up because I feel like it could get really heated, but
I know exactly why you brought this up, Ed, and I'm going to call you out on the podcast.
I mean, I like Tesla. It's got a cult following.
What did I tell you earlier, Eric?
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you, Kevin. I understand. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll fill in Kevin's time. He's done.
Okay.
Basically, Kevin didn't really want to talk about Tesla. He doesn't believe in Tesla as a company in the long run, which I don't know. It's electric cars. I think they are definitely the future. The Chevy Spark, all of Chevy's cars, electric-wise, suck. Chevy sucks.
I have 100% never said I don't believe in what Tesla is. I've never said that. I believe in electric cars. They are absolutely the future. I don't know if Tesla, with their business moves, is going to be viable as a company in the future. However, I could be completely wrong on that, but I don't see them lasting much longer because of the debt they constantly go in and the fact that they constantly get spread so thin.
I don't know the total. I don't know the total debt.
Cool. So they got $9 billion more to go.
That's
easy.
It's $10 billion in debt, roughly.
Well, I mean, you know how easy 10 billion is to come by?
Well, if you're Elon Musk, you're right. You know what?
Yeah.
You win that argument right there.
I'm pretty sure he just like sells
He
news or
throws a
something
Twitter,
like that.
I need 9 billion,
Kevin,
and he's got like
how
a
long do you-
GoFundMe
how long do you
immediately.
give Tesla?
Right.
If
I don't know
it
how.
to go down. I mean,
I need that kind of fan following that I don't have. What?
Yes. If it were to go down, I give it minimum. I give it another 2 years, just because, like you said, that following is just killer for Tesla. So I give it 2 years minimum, but a maximum of like 4.
Well, that's not bad.
If it's to go down. No, it's plenty, like you said, plenty of room for gains for us traders. So,
I mean, if you're a short, that's the kind of information you really want. If you really want to short Tesla to the ground,
and trust someone like me. That's
yeah, I don't want to risk that one.
So why do you think they're so? Besides you, Eric, I get like you think they're a cult following.
I do.
Ed, why are you so certain on Tesla? Besides the fact that they're a future, there's a future of EV cars. Like EV cars are a thing. I get that, but why Tesla
They've been really
being the number one
disruptive.
leader?
They know how to be disruptive in the industry, and even if they do fall down, right now they're leading. I believe their electric vehicle was the number one seller in the Southern America. However, they could easily lose, or Northern America.
United States is not Southern America.
However, I know that they can easily lose that.
He's ESL. Don't forget.
As soon as the other car manufacturers actually come up with a good design for an EV, because as we know, they're pretty ugly. They have terrible range on some of them, but more than anything, they just don't appeal to the market right now.
Mark.
But I feel like Tesla won't just disappear to the bottom of the barrel. They'll always stay within the top 5 at the very least. However, there are a lot of well respected people in the industry who have a lot of critique to give Tesla. One of them being just today there was an article released by I can't remember the name. Eric, I don't know if maybe you can bring up the name. So there was this critic who in 2013 he shorted Tesla and he lost his hedge fund.
Who?
And yeah, it must have hurt. And today he released an article that he actually gives Tesla to the end of the year to drop down from all the way down to 100 per share, which is a drastic.
That would be a tank. Like,
yeah. That's definitely a short stance, but do you really want to trust a guy who lost his job betting against Tesla twice?
Second time the charm.
I believe in the third time's the charm, not second time. This guy's, I don't trust him.
He still has
one. What's he going to lose next? Like, he has nothing, so he may as well call him out. I don't know.
Whoa.
Well, I can't wait to see the article that says he's killed himself because he lost all the rest of his money. I mean,
whoa. That'll be a while. We have till the end of the year. So
yeah, well, he's going to be wrong again, I'm sure.
I don't see their stocks dropping $185 a share,
guys.
Absolutely not. The company is worth way more than that. They just announced the Model Y. I think.
Yeah, but their
Tesla
Model Y
is
announcement
kind of akin to Apple.
Short though. I think the Model Y has kind of come up short to everyone's expectations.
Well, you think that about every car Tesla has.
No, I don't. I love Teslas. Like, I love their Model X. I love their Model Y. I like the Model 3. The Model 3 needs a little more rework. But I was going to buy a Tesla for a little while. I just realized I'm broke, so.
For now, wait till you get rich. You get rich shorting Tesla.
Yeah, just $100 a share. It's easy.
Well, Actually, that's like Microsoft.
I just wanted to
pretty
know
good
if
buy
you
at
guys had
$100.
any,
So is Tesla at $100.
in mind,
But
maybe that
Ed, did you have
could be
anything
more
else to say about
disruptive
Tesla?
than and
Like let's
keep that
just look at some specs. Let's see if we can get some Model Y specs.
Oh, Apple. Apple lost it. They had everything. They lost it. They were like the $1 trillion company, and then boom, like a week later, it was gone. I don't know really what they're doing. I think you were saying, Ed, that they have like some, what is it? Their service aspect is supposed to start rolling in a whole bunch more money, but that really only matters if they can really fight the right to repair. Because I'm not going to go to Apple and pay $100 to get my phone screen replaced when I can go to some local guy and do it for like 35 or 40.
Are
And
y'all
I think
not
Apple has
looking
to
at
fight
like
that.
these Netflix stocks though? Is this like ridiculous or what?
I think, Netflix is
Like look
ridiculous.
at Netflix. They're
Within
just
the
like
car
killing the game.
manufacturing
They just keep
industry.
spitting in people's face. I do have to divert though because you said disruptive stock. Like, can we look at how
Apple Car will
Netflix keeps
definitely
taking over like
be the
completely
golden
for
car.
television? Yeah, but there's
Oh.
nothing. Let's be honest, Tesla.
You know what? Apple's car. The Apple car. That would be disruptive.
Buy the key separately.
Buy the key separately, buy the
Choose the
windscreen
car.
separately.
Kevin, can you
It's
ride
much
You get separate tires.
And I say that as an Apple fanboy.
a bucket car.
Yeah, you're the guy over here with the Mac and everything.
Yeah, I'm on my
and the
Mac
iPhone.
right this minute. So
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But, no, I think
does it
Apple's
carry
pretty
you around?
Got him.
I 100% carry this Mac around, man.
Well, does it carry you around? Is what he's saying.
No,
Okay.
no,
Pers-
unfortunately not. I got the
This is
air.
obviously not
Oh,
going
so
anywhere.
can you fly with
Can
it at
we-
least? I
No,
mean,
I'm
if you
too-
can't do
I'm
that.
too
I wanted
fat.
to also talk about medical
All right.
companies.
You know what else is
Future
fat?
Prospect and the health
Apple
sector.
stock.
Stocks.
No, Apple stock.
What should be what should
No, it
we
really
be
isn't.
looking forward to? What companies do we have inside? We have some insurance companies, which are some of the bigger players. We also have some
What about it?
bioengineering companies. We have some pharmaceuticals, and as our population's in a constant growth, we're constantly in more need for medical. I guess you could say medical infrastructure. What can we see for the future prospect? Should we be looking at this early on? Should we be providing an investor stand on this? What can you guys? What?
Apple. Pretty much it. Apple is really getting into health tech now. I mean, the new Series 5 watches or Series whatever they're on now, it's like it can detect your heart rate, your heart, everything. It's like your blood pressure. It's going to say, oh, you're having a stroke or something's going on, or you have like some aneurysm clot thing going on. And I don't know medical terms, obviously it shows. But yeah, I think Apple really started to invest in that too. And I think that might start to show up later. Other than specific companies, I don't know of any because I don't, I think Kevin's more into that, biomedical engineering
No,
over
I
here.
got no comment on healthcare.
Oh,
I honestly haven't researched enough healthcare companies to really dive into it. The one I was looking at was Fitbit's emerging in healthcare for the same reason as
Yeah.
Apple, but the problem is that we saw from Fitbit they kind of are coming up short. Even though they make great technology, it's just they aren't progressing fast enough. So that's why I don't feel like they're viable for anything healthcare related. So
yeah, healthcare is massively expensive to break into. I mean, just all the like FCC rules and ULA or whatever the European standard is, those rules are expensive to get tested out of. And I mean, to have that kind of stuff in hospitals where it's safe, where they're actually going to be using it and relying on it to save people's lives, the R&D budget for that must just be insane. And that's why I mentioned Apple. Apple has literally a massive R&D budget, more massive than Fitbit probably cost as a whole company. So, I mean, I haven't seen anything new roll out from Apple like that, but I'm sure when it does, it's going to be a hot buy.
yeah, it definitely will be. It definitely will be just because of the fan base. Apple's another one that has that fan base, but also because they do make good technology. Like it's very accurate. It's got good investment in it, and so it definitely will get bought. It's reliable. Yeah,
Long lasting. That's the other thing too.
except for that software updates.
Well, yeah, I'd kind of hate for my watch to be like, "You're having a heart attack." Oh, hold on, I need to update my software, and then
You're
it's like,
having
"Oh,
a
it's
heart
too late. I'm
attack,
dead."
and so am I.
I well,
No, so
as
I mean,
we
I don't know
have
if you had
more
any other
figures,
ideas that
I
you were watching,
guess,
Ed, but that's kind of all we've
coming
got.
into
Yeah,
this,
what
we
one were
have
you really
Berkshire
looking at, Ed?
Hathaway.
Because
We have
this
that
obviously is a topic that you
collaboration
really
between
think
Berkshire
is
Care about?
Hathaway,
important.
Amazon, and I
Well,
believe it
wrongly.
was UHC, which is an insurance company for medicine. We're starting to see a lot more people turn their heads to this, including our very own legislature. And I think there's a lot of prosper to it,
Hmm.
and we just have to keep an eye on the right companies. But I didn't know if you guys were watching any, and that's mostly what I wanted to get out of this. I definitely think there's some money to be made here, and I because people's well-being will always be of importance. It probably won't be affected by a lot of outside noise. Um, so, like, if something's going on with the entire stock market, this probably wouldn't affect them as much. So, I think,
Hmm.
yeah, it's basically a safe buy. All but the bioengineering companies, which have some barriers when it comes to
So
the
you're saying safe buy?
manufacturers for their instruments and stuff. But other than that, I
You just go.
don't really see a lot of people stopping them.
Hmm.
And I think there's a lot of money to be made there. That's all I really wanted to say.
Hmm. Yeah, I was I was about to say that's actually really interesting because if you're going to talk about biotechnology, right? So we've had all the technology stocks, right? They've had their boom. You've got AMD and Intel and Apple and Microsoft and all these other great companies, literally just technology based, right? Netflix, internet based, app based, and those have all had their own booms, right? Respectively.
Yes.
So I like what you're saying because you're almost
Yeah,
implying
that's
that
definitely kind
biotech
of
will
what
be the
I'm
next kind
implying.
of
But I don't
1,000% over
encourage
a year
anybody that's
returns
listening
that
to just
investors
like
can look for.
immediately throw all their
Even
life
anyone can look
savings
for. You just
into
have
it.
to find
But
the right
I
companies to
can,
do that. Is that kind of what you're implying? Definitely.
yeah,
There's a full
mom,
disclaimer
please
with
don't
anything
invest in
said on
that.
here. Do not take it
As
100%
religion.
accurate.
Yeah. I mean, I hardly do any research.
Hey, our 5 or 6 listeners know better, so.
True. Mom, I'm investing in this. That's what you're supposed to say. No, I think it's really cool. I think we should definitely
Talk more
go ahead
specifically
and try
about
and find some. I don't know how
biotechnology
many there are
companies
out there that have
next
IPO'd or
podcast.
There are a
anything else like
lot
that.
of health
Yeah.
and biotech companies, I believe. So we'll have to definitely dive into some research on those in order to talk in more depth about them. Yeah, maybe
We
next
can
week
go
we'll
ahead and
talk
start
about
on
some biotech.
forecast.
That's
We'll
cool.
let you start off with
I'd really like to
AMD,
swing it back
Go
to
ahead.
AMD because AMD is looking pretty juicy here within the next couple days.
I was waiting
I'm
for the
sorry.
AMD talk,
Yeah.
Eric.
AMD's looking pretty nice. Might just pick me up 100 shares and call it good. Okay, so I don't want to just talk about AMD. I also want to bring up Microsoft because Microsoft coming back down off that 112 high that I sold off of. But no, AMD, it's just kind of mellowing out. It's been pretty relaxed recently. Their highs recently are kind of being the high of every day is whatever the high of the previous day wasn't, or like the opener. Yeah, basically it's not moving is what I want to say. And it's kind of going down very slowly. I think the optimum buy-in for this one would be like 22.47 or something like that, just like another dollar down, 90 cents even, and then it should swing back up about another dollar or two. It's not a big gain to be made, but if you buy 100 shares, if you buy 1,000 shares, if you buy 1,000,000 shares, obviously that's some good money. That's just what I think. And then Microsoft, they're coming back down. I think they're on the downswing now. They've kind of hit their little peak for probably what'll be like the next week or so, week or two. So I think keep a lookout for that one. As soon as Microsoft dips around like 103, 102, it's a really juicy buy. Even if it dips like a little bit below that, you never know. Apple, absolute sell. End phase, I'm going to keep holding it since I'm just I'm already invested in it. They were pretty overbought since earnings. Everyone got overhyped. It's going to sell out the one little pullback. SunPower, I've already said, I don't care about. Sell it, get out of it now, buy into it later. PCG, PG&E Corporation, California's premier utility company, I think it was, and all their lawsuit troubles. I don't know what to think. It is irrational right now. I think it's kind of like a pump and dump. They're trying to pump it back up so they can save money. I mean, it literally was trading at like almost $50 2 months ago. So, well, not even 2 months ago, like 3 months ago now, I guess. So I'm kind of concerned about that one. Dropbox, definitely something I wouldn't mind. It doesn't move very much at all. So that's really cool if you want to sell calls on Dropbox, because it's one of the cheaper, safer entries that you can literally just reap. Well, if you have 100 shares, $25 a week off of.
Actually talked to my buddy about maybe doing that, but
about Dropbox?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Possibly doing some options on it.
So you're gonna.
Oh, I think Eric was saying selling to
open. The only way I know how to do BTO STC.
Oh, well, I that's the exact opposite of kind of what I was saying.
No, I know, but I do puts. I wasn't gonna do calls.
Oh, puts. Yeah, no, I agree. Puts on Dropbox.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was talking selling to open, but I'm talking about my buddy and I were talking about doing just some option trading on that one, but doing puts at buy to open.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree on puts for Dropbox. I don't really think it's moving up anytime soon. So that's why I said if you buy 100 shares and start selling calls on it, it's pretty promising, because I think their call is worth like $40 per weekly. So if you make $40 a week off of that, it's not bad. I don't know if it's going to protect you from the drop over time, but that's kind of why you sell calls in the first place. But yeah, it's kind of what I'm looking at. What? Yeah, so I think AMD is looking like a buy probably within the next day or so. I can't confirm it yet, obviously. I've been watching it pretty closely. I think that's me clicking, if you can hear that. So yeah, I think AMD's probably got Wednesday would become a buy on Wednesday here, which is what day is Wednesday? The 6th. Yeah, when I have my exam. Not excited. Yeah. No, yeah. So on the 6th, I think AMD will probably be a buy. I could get it wrong, maybe. That's just me forecasting a few days in the future. But absolutely a watch. Microsoft, I would say like mid-March, probably around spring break, like the 18th. That week, the week of the 18th will probably be another buy, as it's on its downswing right now. Plug Power, I'm going to sell out everything after earnings. That's mine.
Okay. For a while.
Ed, what are some of your what's your forecast look like?
I did buy a handful of shares, I should say. So I'm looking to get out at like 90 cents. Hopefully it doesn't go any more down. During earnings, they announced that one of their major vaccines wasn't passing one of the trials. So they literally dropped from like I think they were at 180 down to 70 cents, which is where I started to buy in. And this is a company that's been around since 1995. So I'm hoping just to make a small profit, just ride the wave, and just pray they don't go back while I have my money. Other than that, I don't really have any big moves. But what about you, Kevin?
Yeah, ideally.
Yeah, no kidding. Big move is going to be for this week, just watching the options and watching real close to the plug, and then also looking into possibly getting some other contracts. But that's going to be one that I talk to a couple people on and do some research and actually research in on the company and what their possible earning outcomes could be, and then hopefully get out of Cron sometime soon. I'm at a positive, but I'm not at a positive I'm happy with anymore. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe just.
What was your high there, Kevin?
My high would have been. Oh shoot!
Well, his high, and like how much would he have sat at?
I would have been like 12% up.
Ooh,
or more actually, closer to 20. Like yeah.
Dang.
I don't. Yeah, it was painful, but it's okay because right now I'm currently a little over 1% up, which is better than down all around. So
yep. Red days are better. Or no, sorry, green days are better than red days. I got that backwards.
That's backwards.
If you're a short, red days are good.
Yeah, red days are good if you're shorting. But yeah, also forecast for the future. Since I'm moving to Georgia, crypto is on Robinhood in Georgia. So watch out, cryptocurrency. Here Kevin comes.
Oh no, it's only going to go down, Kevin.
Oh no. Hey, Ethereum, since I was going to buy it last, was quite lower than it is now, but I was like, nah, I don't trust crypto.
Yeah, crypto is kind of wonky, but I think is that everything we kind of plan to talk about?
I think that's pretty much everything, unless you guys got some final last minute notes.
SPY is looking pretty overbought, and I think it's going to continue to slide over the next few weeks. Oh, I did want to bring up my little conspiracy theory about the trade war and Trump. All right, can I just bring that up like last second? It's not political, I promise.
Let's hear it. You got like 30 seconds.
All right, so I don't know what Trump is. Is he stupid? Is he smart? I think he flip-flops both ways. It's like dementia or something. He's old.
Don't get
yeah, no, obviously I'm just commenting on his person. But it's definitely with the Fed rates too. You can notice like the economy is kind of sensitive about how those Fed rates are looking right now. Because I know when they threatened to raise it, the entire market was like, panic sell. And then it's like, that's oddly sensitive. And of course, Big Daddy Powell doesn't want to pull the trigger and be responsible for like a mini recession or anything like that. No one does. So I was thinking, Trump orchestrated this whole trade war, right? And then we saw the markets, I think just today, return to their previous levels of when they were announced. And I think he saw like the cooling of the economy off, right? Like the market's kind of getting stale.
Yeah.
We don't know where we're going. So he said, if I say trade war, we're going to lose a little bit. And then after enough time, it's going to return to the normal. And then by the time that's done, right about now, right when they're talking about concluding the trade war and finding all the deals and stuff like that, as soon as he announces that, we're going to see another little skyrocket, right?
Ooh.
And that's pretty good because everything's cold.
Buy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. By calls, don't sell put, or sell puts, buy calls, buy shares.
Spy calls. I mean, buy calls.
Spy calls. Yeah, spy calls, literally spy calls, except I think it's sliding. I could be wrong. That's just my little conspiracy, because that'd be like 4D chess right there. You know, you'd never expect it, but I think it's a cool move.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, I think that's a master manipulator. Not to mention he's got like elections coming up again soon, so he wants the economy to be really hot. You know, he's like, oh, look what I did! I really jumped up the economy. I finished this trade deal.
I think with that,
we're looking better than ever, kind of a thing, right? The Dow's at like 30K or something like that.
Yep.
So that's just my little nugget that I thought about.
That little conspiracy theory.
What?
All right. Well, thank you guys for having another fun night. Yeah, thank you guys all for listening, and here's to a fantastic trade week, and we will see you next week.